Yes, ma'am.
All right, everybody, we'd like to welcome you to the 2014, I know it is 15, but it's our banquet from 2014 season. We'd like to thank everybody, especially the Law family, Christine Law. All our fine desserts up here were provided by Christine Law. Jimmy has been very vigilant pushing this thing to the point of being a nice guy, Jimmy Law. So we'd like to really thank Jimmy and Christine, Chris Van Stone, Coach Cherry, everybody who made this possible tonight, Joe Lemke. Thank everybody for coming out. As you can see, what's unique to this team is you're going to see a little bit of old Joe Shack and present Chicago Thunder players. So that's something that's unique. One thing that's talked about, it's going to be talked about probably a lot tonight, especially when guys start drinking a little bit more, is Thunder for life and what it means. Basically what it means is Jimmy Law has been retired for 4 years now, yet he'll spend 20 hours getting an event ready. Thunder for life means George Sierra, 37 years old, barely holding together in the Raiders game, concussion, still played. Doesn't mean free bus rides or hotel stays like the team across town. It means putting it in for your brother and keep doing it. Not 1 year, not 2, 37 like Lucky.
That's how old he was when we started playing.
So right now I'd like to welcome the father of the Chicago Thunder, our friend, Mr. Terry Thomas.
Did you actually rehearse for this thing or something? Or what? I'm really impressed, I tell you. You're a radio star. Okay. Well, I'm definitely underdressed for this whole event here, and I'm impressed. Look at this guy. I mean, he came in a suit, the tie. Okay. And no stains. Well, not yet. It's early. Yeah, I know it is. But hey, don't go there. If you disagree, don't go there. So. Yeah, 2014, we're going to wrap that up, talk a little bit about 2015, and first of all, he said what Steve was saying about Thunder for Life. I've been here 22 years, and it's amazing to see all the people in the room. I wish a few more from back in the earlier days were able to attend, but some of you here actually started this team back in 91 I think it was, and for me personally, it's been best part of my life. I mean, 22 of my good years and doing this, and our success is attributed to everyone in this room. I was thinking about it on the way here. The 2014 team took this organization to its 18th championship game in my 22 years. Okay, we've won 15 of them. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And that's a great testament to everyone here. And everyone prior, in the early days of the 90s when we started this thing. So tonight we're just going to have some good times, have some fun, eat a lot, don't drink too much, take it easy with that. I told Steve, actually I was telling Tony on the way in, I didn't know there was another party over there, but before the night's over, I'm sure we're going to take over that room too. So, but enjoy, welcome, thank you, and we'll be talking during, through the night. Thank you.
All right, we're going to get these awards started. If we can first get special teams coach Adrian Fisher out here. Coach Fish, nice little hand.
Okay, the first award we're going to do is for the Special Teams Player of the Year. No. You're hyping that dude up. You might not want to do that. It's easy to get lost in football with offense and defense. Everyone has their favorite player growing up, a running back, a receiver, a quarterback. No one appreciates the special teams players.
Who said Brian Dawkins?
But that's a big part of the game. And if we can look back on a few games we had this year, we can say that we lost a game because of a special teams breakdown. You know, and we definitely won a game because of special teams. Last season, the 2013 season, this one particular player had a little difficulty with onside kicks.
That's Terry's fault.
That's Terry's fault, okay. But he worked on it. I see him in practicing. He'd get it wrong, he'd do it over. He'd get it wrong, he'd do it over. But he came through for the clutch with us during the Patriots game. So, Special Teams Player of the Year, Igor Materik. Now, second one, the second Special Teams Player of the Year award. I didn't expect this kid to make the team. I saw him the first day he came out. I'm like, what is this fool doing here? He came out the first practice in pajamas. Then he came out every practice in pajamas. He had long hair, and I'm like, okay, maybe he needs some weed and not being here. I didn't know where he parked the skateboard at. He would walk home, but he showed a lot of heart. He did everything I asked him to do. He would hustle downfield, make plays, make tackles against bigger, stronger, faster players. So, co-Special Teams Player of the Year, Joseph Uwe Garibay. And we're going to buy him a Frank Sinatra CD so he can learn who he is.
All right. Next, we'd like to welcome up Coach Terry Thomas.
Just a few things here that we need to thank some people for stepping up and helping us out during the 2014 season. And believe it or not, it means a lot when you get someone to spend the time to come out on game days and give us a hand with this and give us a hand with that and put things together and all that stuff, and tickets and field passes and all kinds of things. So. First, I really, I mean this very sincerely, and I didn't realize he was 46 years old today. But when I first met Jimmy, way back in 1992, I can't even do the math. It's 20-something years ago. But Jimmy's been a special guy, with this team for his whole career, even when he didn't play. I mean, he is the true definition, one of the true definitions of Thunder for life. And in 2014, we were very fortunate to have Jimmy, his wife Christine, and believe me, the little guy, Zach. Okay, we all know who Zach is. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here tonight. Zach probably made more practices than some of you guys did. Running around, doing his thing and all of that. So, I think it was really great. It was really great to see him, and hopefully we'll be seeing him for a few more years to come and watch him grow up. And God forbid he's going to wind up on this football team one day, but I don't know. And just, my most memorable moment with Jimmy, back in 1996, I think it was 96. We're playing the North Chicago Chiefs, North Chicago High School. We're playing the Lake County Chiefs. Jimmy gets into a fight with, what was his name, 95?
Dennis Lang?
Dennis Lang. They go back and forth. Jimmy kicks him in the head. Okay. and Jimmy comes over, he looks at me, he goes, Coach, I really didn't mean to do it, but he deserved it. And I said, yeah, Jimmy, he did. There's no doubt about it. And unfortunately, Jimmy got suspended for a game, so he missed the first round of the playoffs that year. So, yeah, well, he's never had a problem telling the way he feels, I tell you that. So with that being said, I just have a little certificate for Jimmy, Christine, and for Zach. So, the next person we need to recognize, she's been with us for a couple years now, and unfortunately she couldn't be here, and I heard she was in the hospital. I guess she gave birth to a little boy?
Yeah.
Not too long ago. But Leanne Salzer, I mean, she's been our trainer for 2 years. She's all a bit, probably 4'2", and she scares the hell out of me. I know that. And she always has, she's always had our permission to knock all you guys in the head if need be. But you guys have been really good with her, and hopefully, she'll be back next year. I would imagine if we can work it out. And Leanne, when you get a chance, email her, text her, whatever. Thank her for what she does. She traveled everywhere with us. She's very committed to what we do, and that's priceless. You can't put you can't find a lot of people like that. The next person played for us back in the mid-90s, I believe it was. He played wide receiver. He played one game as quarterback. Was the worst day I think he had in his life, because he spent more time running for his life. And then he disappeared for a while, and then for 2014, we ran back into him. He started coming around a little bit, and this year he was our videographer. Is that the correct term there? So I really want to thank him for coming out. We probably owe him a few bucks for some of the things he's done this season, and it's better to owe it to you than not give it to you at all, Ivan, okay? But Ivan Ortega, thank you for everything you've done for 2013. And you guys are still owe him money. You guys are still owe him money for videos and stuff. Let's try to pay up. So. Okay, unfortunately, like most Thunder events, everything didn't quite go the way it was supposed to go. Believe it or not, we have trophies, but the trophies aren't shipping till today for some ungodly reason. We had a hard time scraping up $100. I don't know, whatever it was. 2000. Okay, if you believe that, I got some land for you, but that's another story. Also, too, these certificates that I had printed up, my printer blew up last night, so I don't have them all. So I kind of screwed all the coaches and a few other people. So, but you guys are used to it. What the hell? So, but we'll take care of that in February when we get together. But a couple more people I need to recognize is. These girls helped us a lot, taking our gated their attendance and all that stuff, selling tickets, and it's a big deal. It really is. I think one of the years in the early days back in the '90s, I was doing that too, sitting out front taking tickets and money and all that crap, and not knowing what's going on during the game, and it's a little aggravating, but it was a good time, good thing. So I'd like to thank Ashley Callis. Correct? Not bad for a guy, I can remember. Lisa Patak, and I believe it's Jennifer Fisher, correct? Thank you guys, really, I appreciate it. I have a couple of these things. I'm missing a few, but I've got your two, and then I'll get your wife's when we get together in February. So thank you for everything you guys do. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it. All right, next thing, there's actually two people that we called it, I think you called it or started it this year, the Coaches Award. And the Coaches Award / Player of the Year.
It's actually the
Terry Thomas.
No, it's not.
Terry Thomas.
No, it's the coach's award. Believe me, I refuse to put that on anything. No, it's the coach's award for 2014. And what it really is, it's two guys. One I think from the offense, one from the defense, that went through the whole season, didn't do anything but just come and play football, didn't complain, didn't start all the time. Just was there to support the team, do what they had to do. Give it the best. Played as hard as they could play, and that's pretty special. That's really special. And so coaches talked it over. We came up with a couple of names, and it's kind of important to recognize people for not being in the limelight, but creating an environment to where hopefully it was motivational to the team and got everybody a little bit full of some vim and vigor to go out and play some good hard football. So the first guy's been with us for a long time. Okay? He's been playing fullback in a role that where he sat for a lot of years because he played behind Mark, played behind Sean, and that tandem of the of the backfield that we had for a good amount of years. But he came in, gave people a blow, played hard, and always gave it the best he could give. He drove 4 hours to play for a half an hour, one game last season. He's got the heart of a lion. He's a good kid. And God bless him, because he's the guy that put us in the championship game recovering 2 onside kicks. Okay, so that goes to Bugsy. Okay, Bugsy. And the other gentleman from the defensive side. Everything was going okay with me as far as he was concerned until he had to go to a wedding during the playoffs. If I remember. Okay. But, other than that, I mean, this is what, the second year? You got what? Oh, you got lucky? Never mind.
No. You probably did.
Well, I hope it's a good thing.
Well, that's none of my business.
That's right.
No.
Well, you guys know more about what's going on than I care to admit. But anyway, he's been with us for a couple of years now, and again, shows up all the practices, plays hard, does everything that's asked of him. He's a good kid. He's got a good future. Hopefully he'll have a few more years with us before he decides to retire. That's Eric Adana.
I'll never hear the end of that.
So, I just, one last thing before I pass it back to Steve. And I should have said this in the beginning. Thinking while we were eating dinner, there's been like 5 memorable moments in my life, with this team in the last 22 years. The first year is when we made the playoffs at 3-5 in 1996, and we wound up in a championship game somehow, some way. We played the Lake County Chiefs, and those buggers got off the bus with T-shirts that had league champions on it, and crap like that, and we went out and smacked them 21-7. It was fantastic. I really enjoy watching grown-up people cry. Okay, and then they have to sit out there and take these T-shirts and use them for car washes or whatever they had to do. And I think the second most memorable time was in 2006 when we went to our first national championship game down in Florida. I was never so nervous in all my life. This was a whole different stage against a team from Ohio that was, I think the smallest guy was 6'2". I mean, they were gorillas. Okay, and then,
Here we go.
Oh yeah. Actually, well, someday they can tell you that story. And the bad part about it is everybody's out having a gay old time. It was at 8:30 in the morning. I can't find the quarterback. Okay. I didn't see him until he showed up to the stadium. He's sitting on the floor, hungover, oozing of alcohol. Most of the guys, none of you guys drank back then, but most of you guys were all blasted. Okay, I figured there's no way in the hell we're going to beat this football team. Well, he goes out and throws 5 touchdowns. We win 37-9. It's like they didn't even show up. But toward the end, what it was our running game that really pounded the hell out of them. Mark Micah, Sean Sierra. And we just took it to them. The offensive line, they just smoked these guys. It was fantastic. It was great. Third one, 2008. A lot tougher game, again from a team in Ohio. Back and forth, back and forth. And believe me, it came down to the last part of the last play of the game. And the biggest and best sight I saw in my life was Easy coming running across the end zone to pick off a pass, to get the ball back and win the game for us. And that's three. And my fourth one, beating the Palos Orland Force. I tell you, that big SOB Howard Huntington over there, man, they used to beat us all the time, 60-0, this, that. You know, he put his arm around me and said, "Kid, hang in there, your day will come." Yeah, the day finally came. Okay, and we beat him, and we beat him, and we beat him. You know, we've got 10 league championships. He's got 1. It's fantastic. Okay, and he still, to this day, he won't forget it. He cried. You know, I love the guy. Don't get me wrong, but when he cried, man, my little dance of joy was going on inside. Okay, and then the last one, probably the most important one, was the conference championship against the Patriots. When we go in there and inside kick the first time, we get the ball back, go down, fantastic. We go and kick off. He goes, "We're doing it again." I go, "You got to be kidding me." Yeah, right. No, we know the truth, okay? Yeah, I got all the credit on the TV and the news and all that crap. That was it. He goes, "We're doing it again." I walk behind the bench. Jimmy's standing over there. I go, "Jimmy, he's doing it again. Is he crazy? Is he freaking nuts? I mean, what the hell?" Sure enough, they pulled it off. We got the ball back, got our first down, ran out the clock, and went on to the championship game. So, pretty cool. And then, you know, everything else has been just, it's been a great time. It really has. It's been a great 20-something years for me. So, thanks for 2014, okay? I really appreciate it. Love all you dearly and hope to see you around in 2015 and beyond, okay?
Number 6 was beating me. All right. All right, now to introduce the offensive and defensive players of the year. We was just mentioned. We'd like to, for the first time, make it formal, the new head coach of the Chicago Thunder, Mr. Chris Van Stone.
Sir Nacho, yeah, good call. First and foremost, thanks for everybody coming out tonight to celebrate a good evening with this fantastic organization as the Chicago Thunder. This will be my 4th year with the Thunder, and you know, I cherish every year that I've been here, and I look forward to having many more great years here with this awesome organization. And you know, my whole thing about becoming head coach now is to build on the legacy that the older Thunder players have built, the foundation that they did, everything that Terry Thomas has taught. To continue to win a championship and keep that format going. You know, Terry has taught me a lot to be a respectful coach in the manner that before I got here I kind of wasn't. Just keep it honest, I wasn't. Yeah. I mean, it's one of the, yeah. I know. But my whole premise is everything in the future going on here is I want this organization to win and win a championship. I think a lot of you guys know that my philosophy is I could care less about winning the MSFL. I couldn't give a rat's ass about it at all. I wanted to win a national championship. That's how you weighed and measured as an organization, and that's what I want to do here. And I fully expect years of those to come. I think last year we laid a great foundation to the start of it. The players that are here, last year, unfortunately, losing that game in Racine, left a bad taste in our mouth, but it's something to build on. And I think we all know that. So moving forward, we know what we have to do deep down inside. So want to introduce the, we changed some things up this year. We've decided to go with a rookie and a MVP of each side of the ball. First, we're going to do the offense because you guys know me to heart. I can give a rat's ass about offense. It's all about my D players. All right. So we're going to do the offense first, which will change because I actually have to care about all you guys now. Yeah. So we're going to start off with the Rookie of the Year. He came in to make actually an impact, and his work ethic through the year of everything that went on and the skill position that he played, you know, helped us get to the level and elevate it to where we needed to be. Okay. I've had several talks with him after the season is over, and it's one of those things is this man wants to build his future as being a leader with his organization. And he wants to prove it to his teammates and to himself over and over again. So with great honor, you're gonna get Dante all pissed off. The 2014 Chicago Thunder Rookie of the Year is L.C. Smith.
He's wearing his 8th grade shirt.
All right, so this year's 2014 offensive MVP for the Chicago Thunder. This player, he had one of those versatile years. He kind of battled some injuries, but at times when push came to shove, he put the team on his back and carried it to a whole new level. And he's by far one of the greatest outspoken guys that have been around in a few short years, actually. You know, he's one of those guys. He's very quiet, but he speaks loudly when he plays on the football field. Okay. Oh, you talking about Preston? Preston, yes, our good friend Preston. Durley had a phenomenal year. I think we can all that lined up and played as far as our offensive MVP had a phenomenal year. Above and beyond the things that he did all year. So my favorite guy from Clemson, go Tigers, baby, Durley Milton.
Trophies were late, but you get that one.
All right, the next award is the 2014 Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm going to tell you this right now. This was by far, out of all the things voted on, was the hardest thing to pick. Easy, Michael. All right, this was the hardest. All right. We had a lot of impact, younger rookies, guys that came out this year to play for us. Ryan O'Neal had a phenomenal year. Rod Harrington had a phenomenal year. But this man stood above the rest. And I'll tell you what, the first play of this year, he made the biggest impact of the year. Right off the bat. Dropped the guy for a 3-yard loss in the backfield. Never looked back. I mean, this is one of those guys that we look forward to and enjoying him being and playing here. He's a great person for a lot of years to come with this team. Tyrone Saunders. I know, right? I ain't got no jersey, bro. All right, last but not least, the 2014 Chicago Thunder Defensive MVP. This player exhumed unbelievable hardships and things that he did through the year, playing through injuries and things of that nature. But he was always there. He gave 100% of his effort to playing to this team. You can't say much for the fact of you never knew who he was looking at on the way he was looking at you. Wait, too soon? Too soon? Too soon? Too soon? We are too soon? Sorry. Me personally, I've known and grown to love this guy as like a brother, as like you like this lamp right here. Yeah. Carl Brandt is this year's 2014 defensive MVP. Through his leadership and everything else and his play on the field, you know, he deserves to win this award. And it's one of those things of, you know, we had guys on the defensive side of the ball that were rookies that could have easily won this MVP. And I thank the guys on the defensive side of the ball for all their hard work and dedication. I mean, without us, you know, and busting our asses, and we got us to help us get us to the championship game. You know, the offense busted their ass in the playoffs and played out of their asses, but, you know, defense to me is the heart and soul of a team because we're the ones that walk around and carry the big stick. Hey, easy, Jorge. All right, easy, bro. I love you too. All right, I don't got time for you offense players. Don't make me put up the board where me sacking you back in the day. You know, me personally, I want to thank Terry Thomas. I want to thank Steve Swifka and Tony Patak for allowing me to come here and join this family and be a part of something special and something to look forward to over the years. I cherish the time that I have here, and you know, all you players that are here now that are playing and the older players that I've met over the years, class act. You know, I know myself personally, I played for another organization, but I have the utmost respect before I even got to this team of what the Thunder has done. And I want to continue to build on that true, awesome tradition that was laid here before I even got here. So, guys, come out and support us in 2015. And I hope we can make you guys proud and eventually hold up a national championship, and we can all sit there and say, hey, Racine, go fuck yourself.
All right.
What time's the Lions meeting tomorrow?
I can't tell you how hard this is to do with cookies right next to me. This next one, I have the pleasure of doing this, and I asked to do it, and I'm thankful I get to do it, is the Chicago Thunder MVP, Jimmy Law.
Thank you.
I
work hard.
When I was on another team, I played a game against Joe Lemke and Tony Patak and a bunch of guys in sweatpants, Chicago Bruisers.
X-Man is the greatest.
And they told me, come to Thunder and you'll win a championship. I came to Thunder, we ran through the regular season, got to the playoffs, and we got beat. And the reason we got beat is the reason why we won the championship, and that was a man who came over, prototypical quarterback, tall, thin, disciplined, hardworking, in the gym. I'm completely lying about all that stuff. But what he was what we talked about when we started this night off is Thunder for life, and that's what George Sierra is. George is the Chicago Thunder. Will always be the Chicago Thunder. When he was getting beat up, mainly when you knew offensive linemen were here, not me, because he never got touched when I was here. Never complained, always got up, never pointed fingers, and always kept going. Always wanted to tell people, let's go. We were playing the MidStates Steel, a team that beat the Eagles in the playoff. I don't hear no excuses. And we were playing them. We were down 21-0 in the third quarter. George walked in a huddle. He says, all right, you done, I'll say, messing around here. We ready to go? And then he scored 4 straight touchdowns. So I can't think of a better teammate. I can't think of a better friend. I'd like to, right now, it's my pleasure to introduce the Chicago Thunder MVP, Mr. George Sierra. like to say that right now, there'll never be another 12 in the Chicago Thunder history. This is it. That jersey is now retired. It's the only man that will ever wear that jersey. All right, now I'd like to bring to the microphone the real MVP, Mr. Joseph Lemke.
Check, check, 1, 2. So, I guess we're doing one thing a little early this year. I don't know if you guys are aware, but in the last couple of years, we started the Chicago Thunder Hall of Fame. Last year, we inducted a few members. The year before, it was great. This year, we have the honor of doing one member tonight of the 2015? 2014 Chicago Thunder Hall of Fame. So, let me get my old guy glasses on here. So, I want to give you guys a little Thunder history here. So, let me just start with letting you guys see the picture of how this whole thing started. There was like 8 or 9 of us. It was me, Tony, Jimmy over here, a bunch of other guys. We were killer ball players over at the park. On a Sunday afternoon after the Bears played, man, we would fuck you up. And then we said, we want more. What are we gonna do? They said, dude, let's try semi-pro. I was like, you guys got a semi-pro team? Well, we're trying to get it together. Well, fuck, I'm in. So we go out, get our asses handed to us for 2 fucking straight years. I swear to God, 2 straight years we get our asses handed to us. Including, I don't know if anybody else is aware of this, a 103-0 walloping by the team that we just lost to in the championship game. That's why when it comes to the Racine Raiders, I want to spit, because I hate them. So we needed something. We needed a lot. This team was lacking everything, except for the quit, the heart, the want to. We wanted to win, but we needed something. We went through a couple of coaches. We had my dad came out. I was like, Dad, go home. This is wrong. We had a couple of guys' friends come out. We had players during games walk out and say, dude, I'm not playing today, I'll coach. And then next thing you know, you got 9 guys on a kickoff. You're like, what the fuck? So we needed something. So we had one of our current Hall of Famers, Dan Lipinski, who passed recently. He brought his dad out. His dad looked at us and said, there's no way I'm going to stick around with this crap. So he roped this man, Terry Thomas, into the deal. And yeah, it was a big mistake, I think. But usually guys ran away. They came in, they see what we were, I'm out of here. This guy stuck with us. Jim stuck with us for a little while too, but Terry stuck. Because I think he saw something, I guess he figured if he could take a bunch of girls and play flag football and bring them to championship, he can handle us. So here we go. This guy shows up at practice one day, and he says, and I quote, if I could find my quote, he says, start running. I'll tell you when to stop. I look at Tony and I say, who the fuck is this guy? So we start running. Around the goalposts, 100 yards. We're just going. I didn't know what the hell he was thinking. I'm thinking, he's crazy. We got 2 games left in the season, 2 games left, and we're over here running 100-yard galloping sprints, whatever. What's he thinking? And I can tell you what he was thinking now. I didn't know what he was thinking then. He was thinking, I'm going to see which one of these fucking guys quit on me. I'm going to see who's got the balls to stay here. I'm going to see who's got the wherewithal to stay with this, not quit on me, and do exactly as I say. There were guys that left after that. There were a few guys that stayed. Me, Tony, Jimmy. Where'd Jimmy go? How do you lose one of the biggest guys in the gym? So he decided to stay and become the Thunder head coach. Well, looking back, he became more than a coach for a lot of us. For me personally, I'll tell you what. I owe 2 people in my life where I am today. My wife, she keeps me honest, she keeps me my wife. She did, she actually threw me off the car. That was my fault though, I said sorry. And Terry Thomas. So, he's actually, but I've nicknamed him my papa, because he's like a father to me. So this is a guy who saw something in me when nobody else did. This is a guy who took his time to take me under his wing and kind of mentor me and guide me. He helped me achieve things that I didn't think I could achieve. And all he did was give me that little pat on the back and said, dude, you're good. You can do this. I think he's done that for a lot of guys. I could name a couple of guys here. Again, Jimmy, Tony, Steve, Brian Page. He actually one day said to me, and it sticks with me to this day, let your conscience be your guide. I don't think he's ever said that to Brian Page, because that fucking guy, he's messed up. But he said that to me, and I live by that. I mean, if I'm at work and I want a couple extra things to take home, let your conscience be your guide. Maybe I shouldn't, Brian Page would take that shit, though. So, I'm talking about, office supplies and shit. But, so, Terry, he tested my boundaries personally. I know everybody's had their own experiences. We could probably talk for days, but he tested me. As a matter of fact, I owe my career right now to him. He saw something in me that, like I said, nobody else has seen. So he called me one day and said, hey, do you know anything about computers? I'm like, I know how to get on AOL and rub one out, So, come on, who doesn't? So I came in, he put a couple computers in front of me. Here I am, 14 years later. I'm a network admin at a company. People come to me for help. So I tried to provide, pay it forward. Do the same thing he did for me. I'm trying to mentor some guys. What? Yeah, he did. He got me some good ones. So I guess what I'm trying to say, and if there's a real life Hall of Fame, for me personally, Terry Thomas would be a member of that Hall of Fame. He's already got a little podium set up, waiting for his bust and his little placard that gives all of his accomplishments. He's helped guys go to school. He's helped guys get jobs. He's bought guys cars. He's done things, you've done things for guys that maybe didn't deserve, but they got, because this man is giving. He's giving of himself, he's giving of his time. I think that goes a long way. This is the Chicago Thunder Hall of Fame, though. So, since it's the Thunder Hall of Fame, as I mentioned before, we got our asses beat pretty bad for a long time until he came along. 103-0. 103-0. That was before Terry got there. The next time we lost to the Raiders, I'm just going to say it that way, it was only 73-0. We're getting better. Slowly but surely, we're getting better. The third time we played the Raiders, I think it was like a 54-6, because a guy that made me back in the fold of the family, John Strickland, ran back a pick. And we celebrated. We left. There was like 8 minutes left in the game. We were drinking and partying. It didn't matter. So anyway, you might ask, well, let me tell you something. I got to tell you guys this story. This is the greatest story. So I was a quarterback. I'm actually, you've heard of the evolution of man, the gorilla standing up. You see the pictures. I'm actually the de-evolution of man. I started as a quarterback on this team. Fullback to quarterback, and slowly made my way to holding the ball and snapping it. He comes to me one day, he's like, I need you to play quarterback. Okay, play quarterback for the man. This guy comes in, Charles Smith, who, by God, he could throw. He looks at me, he's like, you're not a good quarterback, so Charlie's gonna play quarterback. I'm fine with that. I have no problem with that. Charlie disappears. I'm taking a shower after the game. I feel his beard on my neck tickling me. Do you remember? We were like standing there. And he's like, I need you to play quarterback. I said, I'll play quarterback if you're going to do the reach around, buddy. There's no plan. But no, he saw something for me to play quarterback. That's how he is. The shower thing, it's fantasy of mine. It's a fantasy of mine. Well, that's true. I remember the first time I actually played quarterback. We were playing against the Raiders. I threw a pass. I got hit in the air like this. Come in here. Landed on my neck. The guy runs in the air with the end zone with the ball. I was like, shit, that was an interception for a touchdown. I walked to the sideline. He looked at me. He goes, you got up. I was like, holy shit, you should have saw it. You stood there. You threw the ball. It was beautiful. Right up until the point where you got your ass kicked and they caught it. The guy looked open to me, so I threw it there. So we have many sayings, by the way. One of the ones that Terry brought with him was be a motherfucker. Glasses would fall like this, he'd say, you gotta be motherfuckers out there. I mean, I had kids at the time, so technically it was all right. So the other thing was practice. We're talking about practice. Another saying that I'd never heard before in my life. All I want to see from you guys is assholes and elbows. Who wants to see that? Sprints, sprints, sprints. That's all it was. And then this son of a bitch bought a sled. We must have, one year, 500 miles. I shit you not. We pushed that thing everywhere. But one thing started happening. We were in better condition. We actually started playing football, and we started progressing. So one day we come into a stadium. We're not supposed to be there. It's a championship game, as Terry mentioned before, playing the Lake County Chiefs. They got their T-shirts made. They made a big point to tell us that. So what do? Well, let's fucking beat them. Make them eat their T-shirts. We won that game, my first championship. We came back the next year and had the baddest ass defense that I think I've ever seen on a Thunder field. We won another championship. Took a little time off because guys got promised, hey, come up here, we'll give you some shoes. 2000, everybody came back without the shoes they were promised. We won another championship. Won another championship. So over the course of time, our team went from being just a few guys that wanted to play ball to an actual championship team in the Midwest. And my fingers stuck. So what has he done? Under Terry, Chicago Thunder won 6 CFL titles. 6 CFL titles, that's pretty badass. We won a Mid-State Regional Tournament Championship, which was nice. We were also named in 2001 the AA Team of the Year. That wouldn't have happened if it was just all of us running around beating the hell out of each other and being naked. But the next step, we kind of beat all the competition in the CFL. Everybody quit. That's when you know you're good. The whole rest of the league quit because they didn't want to play us. That's awesome. We went to the MidStates Football League. We won 4 straight there. We won 54 games in a row. Everybody says you don't play anybody. 55 games, my bad. I left at halftime in one game.
Wasn't it in like 2005?
We won 55 MSFL games in a row. We did play the Eagles. I blocked him once. And that's when real things started happening with the Mid-States. We won 2 national titles, a bowl game down in Florida. We didn't know. We were just doing what we were told. Because this man stepped in, took us under his wing, taught us the game, taught us to respect, taught us to love, taught us to not take anything for granted. When you are given an opportunity, you have to grasp that opportunity. And that's what we did. We just played ball. And by the way, that story about him coming in, George coming in, hungover, that was awesome. That was awesome. I gotta tell you guys about the end of the game too. Brian Page, who you should never trust. Brian Page, at the end of the game, the opposing coach comes up to Brian Page and says, "You guys are the most disciplined team I have ever seen play football." And Page was like this because he had something behind his back and he went, "Thanks, coach." Right in his face. I said, that's how the fuck we do. We don't play around, man. So, in short, it is my honor, my privilege, and I think everyone here can attest that the well-deserving honor of inducting Terry Thomas into the Chicago Thunder Hall of Fame. Terry, we love you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, appreciate that. Obviously, all of that isn't quite true. The shower stuff and all that. And Mr. Sandusky over here. No, all in all, I mean, I'm not retiring, I'm not leaving. I decided to step down as the head coach. The truth actually can come out now that I I can let you all know tonight that I was approached by our general manager, and he fired me. So, nah, I know, I'm lying. I'm lying. No, I'm lying. The truth of the matter, it's been a long time coming. Just to step back from this a little bit because it's been many years, and I've started to develop some problems. I'm a type 2 diabetic, and I have some issues that I need to start focusing on, taking care of myself a little bit better and a little bit more than I've been doing in the past few years. And then also too with the addition of Chris and Fish and a few other people, the time is now to make the change. I've lost track of what goes on with the football team. I mean, not on game day and all that stuff, but behind the scenes. I mean, and that's been going on for a long time. There was a stretch of 4 or 5 years. I mean, I know we were always a football team that had a big drinking problem. Okay, I mean, we had water bottles full of booze, we had this, we had that. We had all kinds of things going on that I had no idea what was going on. And now it's got a little worse.
George?
No, well, it's only got a little worse because I've lost touch with the guys, with the kids and, and all of that. So I'm getting older, I'm getting tired, and I just don't have what it takes to week in, week out, and the traveling and practices 2-3 days a week and all that stuff. So it was time for me to step back. I need to give some credit because I saved him for last. Steve Slifka, okay, he's been my general manager, if you will, for the last, 3 years, 4 years now? And also he's been a big part of, for those of you who don't know, I'm the president of MidStates Football League. Okay, 3 years run, whatever the hell it's been. Steve's my voice for a lot of things. He's the mole. He represents me in a lot of different things that happen in this league. He goes around and finds out what's going on in the Midwest with football, different semi-pro leagues, teams, players. He's got people around, and I don't know how he does it. Don't want to know how he does it, but he does it. Okay, it makes my life a lot easier, so I don't have to get involved with all that, just menial, trivial crap. And we talk maybe 2-3 times a week, sometimes more, depending on what's going on. I love the kid. I want to slap him upside the head sometimes. But since he's, when he was a player, him and his buddy Dane on the left side, you couldn't find a better pair. I tell you, I mean, all those yards we got for rushing and over the years, him had a lot to do with him and Dane both. So I just want to take the minute to thank you for everything you do. Okay, I always got your back. You know that. Okay, and just remember, okay. just remember that little acronym that you came up with. Okay, what would Terry do? Okay, and it's made you a better person, believe it or not. What would Terry do? So, but in closing, I'd like to thank you all. It's been a real privilege to do this. Okay, I've been fortunate to stumble across something that just had a lot of life to it back in the 90s and had the ability to do something really big and phenomenal in its own right. And I've said this a few times over the years, but we still haven't played our best football. Okay? we really haven't. We really haven't. Okay, the closest I think in 06 we did in the national championship game. Okay, 08 we played a damn good game. But in the regular season, I still think we can still do a good job, do a better job than what we've been doing. So hopefully 2015 will be the year for that. But it's been good. Jim Lipinski, like Joe mentioned earlier, we worked together. He asked me to come out and take a look, and I just couldn't believe what I saw. And believe me, I was no whiz kid at this and that. I knew just the basics of the game, and I knew you had to be in shape to play. You had to play 4 quarters of football at this level to be successful. But I couldn't believe this team lasted a year and a half before I even got here because, they took beating after beating after beating, and they kept coming back for more. They wouldn't quit. So there was a lot of character here, okay? And that character of, the 3 or 4 that are here and a few others that started it really helped blossom this into what it is today. And, I could never be more thankful to them for allowing me the opportunity back in the day and allowing me to stay here for as long as I've been here. And hopefully I can give you a few more years and we can go on and win this thing. And normally this happens when we first get together in our team meeting. But there's two things on the agenda for 2015. One, okay, I don't care. This is our Green Bay Packer game. I don't care if we ever win another game the rest of the season. Lincoln Way Patriots are going in the dirt. Okay, in the dirt. Okay, I mean, seriously. We need a bigger commitment. Okay, we need a big commitment. We've got a good foundation. You guys up front is the biggest offensive defensive line we've ever had. We need you guys to get in shape. We need to engage people. We need to knock the snot out of people. Okay, there's a whole other story about that team that someday you'll find out about. And after our league meeting, maybe you'll hear about it, maybe you won't, I don't know, but I'm going to let it go for now. And the second thing, it starts on February 7th when we first get together. Hey, I'm going to say it now, we're going to win this thing, okay? And if you don't believe it going in, there's a lot of people coming here to play football, okay? A lot of people that want to be a part of a winner, a lot of people that want to be a part of something special, and that's what this is. This is special. This is family. Race, creed, color, religion, whatever, boom, doesn't mean anything. We all stick together, we live and die with each other, we've done everything together, and that's why it's been successful. It's family. Football's been the secondary, I think, portion of it all. I mean, you've all grown together. I've watched you all grow up from young men to older gentlemen, and some of you still working on growing up a little bit. But that's okay, because, I mean, it's a character, okay? It's a character builder. When George came to the team, George and Mark, Sean, they were guys that played with other teams in the Chicagoland Football League. And if for whatever the reason, they maybe saw a better chance or a better opportunity, they came here, made us a better football team, okay? George, when you came over, you put the swagger in this football team. You really did. Well, I don't know. There's a debate about Mexican, Puerto Rican. I don't get it. I'm not getting into that. I know better, but I'm not getting into that. And you brought a big swagger to this team. You brought an attitude. And that's what this team needed, an identity, an attitude. Okay, it had the heart, it had the courage, it had the conviction to stand up and fight for each other, but it needed a little bit of an attitude, a little swagger. And there it was, okay? And probably the hardest days, here over all these years was, the passing of, Ivan Malave and Brian Bates. And I can't remember the gentleman's name from the early years. Joe, you remember, remember the kid that, there was somebody got robbed? IB, yeah. Yeah, Irwin Bell, there you go. And I thought I'd never see the day that something like that could happen. It's like losing your children, and I love those guys. I mean, they were a big part of what we did here. And the nice thing about it is we really haven't let go of their memory, okay? And we never will. And you guys keep reminding everybody about it and keeping it up there, and that's a great thing. What makes this really, really special for me is you're all a bunch of young people that really give a damn about yourselves, about your game, about your teammates, and then in the world we live in today, that's priceless. That's priceless. Your generation came up with a time. Here, let me ask you this real quick question. Who in this room was born 1971? Anybody? 70? How many of you have seen Ernie Banks play baseball? You seen Ernie Banks play baseball? And remember? Okay, well, yeah. So, I mean, there was a man didn't play an inning in the postseason. Okay, great human being, great ball player, and guys like that. Ivan, Blue, IB. Those guys. Follow the same thing. The same philosophy in life and the things that they did, and all they wanted to do is just be good people, good parents, good football players, and good teammates. So, don't ever, forget about them. Keep their memory going. And the last thing I'm going to ask you to do before, I get out of my soapbox, you guys, most of you probably don't even remember his name. His name is John Teachout, okay? John's the get-back coach behind the line. There you go. He couldn't be with us tonight. He fell a couple months ago, and he hurt himself pretty bad. And, pardon me? Yeah, he couldn't get up. No, he fell and he couldn't get up. God. Just when I think you're getting so close, you relapse. Well, he's on a lot of different meds. He's being forced to retire after about 30 years as a chief engineer at VA Hines Hospital. And he's probably going to be moving down to Alabama, where his brother lives, in a small community and all that good stuff to retire. But he told me that if he doesn't get a chance to see us again, he wishes you all well. He loves you all very much. He hopes to God, you go out there and get a ring for 2015. And if you can, you think about it. If you're into it, you say prayers at night. If you could say one or two for John, he could probably use a little help, in that department there. He's a good guy. He was here when I came here, trying to do the best he could. He helped financially. He helped emotionally. He supported everything we did. Supported a lot of guys over the years. So a couple little prayers. Maybe have God keep an eye on him wouldn't be a bad thing. So I really appreciate that. Now I need to apologize for something too, because in 2015, with the changes and me stepping down and all of that, obviously, we all know Chris Van Stone's going to be our head coach, and Chris gave Chris the authority to do a few things and do what he wanted to do. And for 2015, we're bringing on Mike Oliver. Mike, stand up, say hello.
Hello.
Mike's going to be.
I just know there's going to be a press conference.
No,
I'm not
well.
going to take any questions.
Okay, he's not going to take any questions. Okay, Mike's going to be with us for 2015. He's going to be our offensive coordinator. I'm at fault for a few things that need to be explained, and now's not the time to explain them. At least not up here publicly. I didn't have the heart to do what happened, and somebody else did, and I'm a bad person for it. And hopefully this person will understand, and we'll talk about it later. But it's time for a change. And the change was, I want this so bad to succeed. I really do. And eventually, as time goes by, it needs to keep continuing to succeed, even without me. Okay, so hopefully some of you guys that are going to retire are going to step up and help out and do what you got to do, to be a part of it. You guys built it, okay? This whole thing is yours. I told you a long time ago that, this isn't my football team. It's your football team. I'm just here to push you along and guide you along the way a little bit. And if any of you hit it big and win the lottery, I'd be more than happy to take some money from you, but to get back even. But that's another story. But this is yours, okay? This is ours, but yours, okay? And I want you to succeed, and I want you to grow, and I want you to continue to be successful. It's nice to have people know who you are in the Midwest, in the nation. The Chicago Thunder is known in all the major Hall of Fames, and this and that, and it's not me. I might be in all them stinking Hall of Fames, but let me tell you, I didn't get there. The only reason I got there because of you guys. Because you guys went out and played. You paid the price. You won football games, okay? And it's been a privilege and an honor for me to, I'm not married. I'm single. I don't have any kids. But, man, I tell you, I got a lot of great kids. I love every one of you like one of my own, and I'm always here for you, okay? And let's keep it going. Let's have some fun. Let's go give them some hell, okay, in 2015. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach. Next time, if I ever have a real intervention, I promise you're there. 2014 Hall of Fame. You should put on your gay librarian glasses. You would have found it. All right, we've got about a half an hour left to drink. I just want to remind everybody, Wednesdays, you can find the finest radio programming in the world. Steve and Joe, radio show, Wednesday, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. www.blogtalkradio.com/Steve and Joe. Also, we have a TV star, Telemundo, Sean Sierra. Two things that won't be around next year for the 2015 season are the number 12 and the number 23. Nobody will ever wear those jerseys again. We would like to, at this time, welcome Vince. He's going to be our recruiter. He's going to be bringing in a lot of new talent. There's some exciting things happening with the MidStates Football League. I can't mention it right now, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be passed. And we're going to bring this league to a new level where it's at right now. And I'm excited about that. So I have made it happen because, frankly, I'm the man. I do things, but that's another story. Before I turn this over for you guys to drink and have fun, I want you to think when you see teams that are offering hotels, bus rides, T-shirts, cute jerseys, completely renovating the past and what really happened. You gotta ask yourself, do they have a coach that'll mortgage his house for a team? Do they got a guy that'll play 10 years past what his wife wanted him to play? Do they got a guy who's completely undersized, completely over alcoholed,
Stop talking about Sean like that, bro.
that will come out there and prove to be the best in the league year after year? That's what this team has, and I apologize in advance to Mrs. Van Stone. We will talk 5 times a day. We will spend 24 hours a day. That's a long night, 24 hours. Jimmy Law and I will spend at least 6 days a week talking because we will bring this team back to where it belongs, and that's to the national championship. Anything less than that is not a success. That team across town can make all the T-shirts they want, but it isn't going to bring them what they profess to want. So I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't know. All right, I've had too much to drink. You guys go drink. You got a half an hour left. Have a good night. If you've had too much to drink, please call a cab. Don't ask me to drive you. Have fun. Love everybody.